We're making yogurt, homemade yogurt today. And I'm glad Shivani's here with me because I have this thing about making yogurt that terrifies me.
Why is that?
I don't know. I feel like it's out of reach.
Okay, so
Tips for fail-safe homemade yogurt.
I think it is chemistry for sure, just like all cooking, but just getting everything right, which is the heat and the actual the sample, the part of the yogurt that you use to make more yogurt.
Okay.
The
mother, for want of a better expression.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where will you get the fresh yogurt from? If you're not in India, because in India you could go to like a sweet shop or a milk and dairy shop, and he'll have what's called jamun. He'll have a little mother curd to give you, which you can then use.
Okay.
If you don't have that in other parts of the world, I don't know what you're going to do.
You just use yogurt. You just use pot set, something that's been pot set.
Okay. So you need milk, any kind, whole cream, toned, no fat, low fat, whatever. And you need the mother yogurt.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, great. That's easy. Okay, take us through.
So I have some of my own home's yogurt. So this is the mother yogurt. I'm going to use that. And I will layer this is the utensil I'm going to make it in. I'm taking something with a cover because it just keeps the entire system, all the heat, the humidity, everything going.
So it's contained.
Inside. It's contained in this. And that's the milk that I have. This is toned milk. Okay. It's been boiled once, though it's processed, but it's been boiled once. The milk needs to be, so I'm going to heat it.
Okay.
It needs to be hot, like almost boiling, but not boiling.
Okay.
So, and if you boil your milk, then just wait a bit till it cools.
Okay.
So you can't use very hot milk. It doesn't work. It could curdle.
But not cold milk either.
But no, you can't do it with cold milk. It has to be hot milk. Not over hot, not boiling.
This is what makes me scared. So let's just say drinking temperature. If you were to have a hot cup of milk, you should be able to drink
just like
it.
how you like your coffee, like hot coffee.
That clarifies it for me. Okay.
So I'm just going to heat that a little bit because this is actually quite warm.
Okay. And you're not removing the cream?
You can use the cream while you make it. Like I said, you could do full cream milk and that's fine. Then your curd is going to be much creamier.
Okay.
But so once you're whisking it, and the next step, then you can whisk the cream in and then it'll become like really creamy.
Yeah, like
so if you use whole cream milk, the curd sets like almost like cottage cheese. It can set that well.
Yum. Okay.
Yeah.
So are you taking that off the pot?
How come you haven't asked me why do we have chili here?
Oh, okay. Because I was going to
surprise.
This is the surprise.
This is a surprise.
Shivani, why do we have red chili on the table?
Because we can't do anything without a masala for you, right? So this is a special masala tip for curd. It'll come later.
We will talk about it, yeah.
Yeah, this is the... Right? So we kind of layer it.
So are you doing that for a reason? Like
I'm going to whisk it in any case later.
But do you always do that?
Yes, it should blend. It should blend into the milk so that the bacteria spreads.
But do you always spread it evenly on the bottom of the pan? Is that aesthetics or is that habit or is that necessary?
Just habit. I don't know if it's necessary.
We'll say it's part of the magic then.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So do you want to touch the milk to see how hot it is?
Yeah.
Or from the inside?
Oh, from the inside, yeah. Oh, yeah. So it's like if you ordered your coffee and you couldn't quite drink it and it had to sit for a minute. Like that's how hot it is.
So we're going to let it sit for a minute.
Yeah, okay.
It's too hot.
It's too hot. Okay, so it really does need to be drinking temperature.
Yeah.
So it's so hot I can sort of put my finger in, but I have to kind of take it out. So you really want it to be so you can almost sit your pinky finger in there for like a little, not feel like you're getting burnt.
Yeah,
basically.
absolutely.
Okay, all right.
So maybe now we can talk about the chili.
Okay, let's talk about the chili.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So the chili is used in very, very cold climate. When it's really cold here, you can use either a green chili or a red chili. And once we'll, mix the milk with the mother curd, the chili can just sit on top. It has to sit very beautifully on top of the preparation that you've done. It doesn't sink, and that speeds up or heats up the process. What happens, I don't know, I'm not a chemist. But
That's
it
a
works.
buoy tip.
Yes, my mother's tip. So actually in Bangalore it's quite cool. So many people find it very difficult to set curd at home.
Okay.
And when my mother came and stayed with me, she said, let's try this, and it worked like magic.
Did she know that, or did she just
She
make
knew
that
it.
up?
She knew it.
was
No,
like
she didn't
an
make it up.
old-
She knew it.
She's like Yoda?
I was like,
But these are dried. Does it need to be fresh or dried?
it can be any chili.
Any. So,
Yeah.
okay. But you don't want your seeds to come out into your yogurt though? No.
You don't. Not unless you're making raita later.
Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, that's true.
So I'm actually not putting the cream in.
Oh, you're not? You
No.
don't like it?
No.
Okay.
No one in the family likes it.
Oh. I'm in the family, I like it.
True. So now I can use either the same spoon.
Serena, you know your place in this family, don't
Yeah.
you?
As you can see, I'm definitely stepping away from this conversation. Oops. So you can either use the same spoon
Yeah.
to mix the mother curd.
Okay, so one thing I didn't ask was you put was that about 2 tablespoons of the mother curd into the pot, and then about 2 cups of milk into that. Does it matter those ratios, or is yogurt, there's...
The bacteria will spread. I think it does matter.
You don't want to
You can't have it. If you overdo it, there's not going to be, I don't know what the impact will be. But
Yeah.
if you underdo it,
Okay.
then I'm not sure how well will it set.
So yogurt's one of those things, I often find this in cooking, that the less processed there is, or the simpler the, oh my God, what that does to my ears.
Sorry. I'll whisk it without the...
The simpler the dish and the less ingredient and process, actually the more difficult it is to get a feel at times for those sorts of foods, because there's no handrails really, like
Yeah.
there's nowhere to hide. So that's what, to kind of drill down into my yogurt making fear, that's what my fear is about it. So I'll be interested to play with it at home. Failure is always good when you're cooking because it teaches you the limit of something. So, I mean, it's just the same as life, right? So if you don't put quite enough in, it fails, you know that next time it gives you a bit of a framework. So when you're learning something, I know everyone says this, but it really is important not to be worried about not making it happen. And thankfully, yogurt and milk aren't expensive commodities. So it's not like you're messing up a mutton leg or something you spend a lot of time
And
doing.
in case you mess it up, you can curdle it and make cottage cheese.
Oh, so there is no failure with yogurt. I didn't know that. Okay,
Yes.
that's cool.
So you can actually just, add some lemon to it the next morning if it hasn't set. You'll get some sort of a cheese.
Okay,
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
In case you're putting the chili,
which we
you
are.
just place it just on top.
Okay, wow. Yeah. So we're
And
going to
then-
come back to this tomorrow.
Yes,
because
it'll take about 4 hours. In right now it's 25 degrees. It'll take about 4 hours to set.
Yeah.
I'm going to move this into a warm place where it's physically not disturbed as well.
Okay, because you don't want to shake it around.
Yeah, you don't want to shake it around. It'll
that's
break the
another tip.
process of the curd setting. So I usually put it in my oven, like the oven switched off.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so then it's out of everyone's way in the
Okay.
kitchen.
All right, we'll come back. Thanks.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks. I feel like I might make it happen now.
Hi.
Hello. So we've got the yogurt that we made yesterday, hence the different outfits. But she's taken the chili off to put it in the fridge, so that's just there to show you. But to do the big reveal, it smells amazing straight away. It's so lemony. All right. Now the difference between store-bought curd and homemade curd is that store-bought, it will look very industrialized. So like this liquid or the whey that's on the top and the color variation, there's a rustic quality to having made it at home that is part and parcel of the experience, and because the taste is different. It's so delicious. So do you know when I was writing my first book, and I was like, that was really when I was setting up my Indian kitchen, and it was like, don't read that book, honestly, it's just 300 pages of trauma. But anyway, but it's about the food of our family, and I was in Melbourne literally going bananas trying to find curd that tasted like this. Because, like you remember it, and then to try to recapture that feeling, and it's impossible to find, and now I know why, because you have to do it yourself.
Yes.
So this curd, other than like a store-bought yogurt, has a really flat, opaque, kind of very heavy dairy quality to it. But this is light and sweet, and it almost tastes like it has sugar in it.
Yeah,
I know
that's
that
the dairy. That's the dairy.
It's like the lactose sugars in it, but it's so beautiful.
It's lovely.
Yeah, it's like light,
very
and
light.
cool.
It's really light.
So anyway, that's my curd fear over. So I'm going to try this when I get home.
Wonderful.
Yeah.